My friends treated me horribly on our group trip, so I cut them off for good.
It's always the group trips.
Sorry if this is long. This happened in early 2023, and after this trip, it left me with a lot of anxiety and trust issues when it comes to friendships. So I just wanted an outside perspective. By the way, this comes from particularweb2269, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. In May of 2023, my friends and I booked a cabin for a long weekend trip away. When we went away, I thought it was just going to be a chill weekend where we could relax and spend time together. The first issue started when my best friend at the time and her girlfriend spent most of the trip away from the group and hid in their room. Them being separated from the group wasn't the issue in and itself, but when I decided I wanted to do things on my own or with one of the other people in the group, I was accused of being lazy and not wanting to spend time with anyone. At the time, I was going through a lot with my mental health while also working a full-time job and was just generally struggling. I wasn't trying to be rude or ignore anyone, and I still contributed when I needed to, but I wanted to use this trip as a way to relax. Going on long nature walks when I wasn't really feeling up to it didn't feel like something I should have to do. This was also alongside being constantly yelled at and ignored when I was in group settings with them. Skip ahead to night 3 of the trip, and we decided we wanted to have a barbecue and make some burgers, sausages, and things like that for dinner. When it came to cooking, everyone kept avoiding it, so I said I would make the food if everyone else just set the table and brought out the snacks. I was making food for 8 people all by myself and kept getting ignored every time I asked for some help. When everyone finally had their food, mine had gone cold, but I sat down to eat it anyway, just so we could enjoy a meal as a group. This was when the second thing that made me want to cut them off happened. We were all eating, and every few seconds, people were making horrible comments about the food, saying it was crap.
Oh my God.
These people are terrible. These are not your friends. My best friend said, just as good as crappy Weatherspoon's food.
Whoa.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds insulting.
This is OP a woman? This human made food for all of you, and you're
literally
gonna insult it. I feel like that's like the most obvious like no of like all time. Don't insult someone's food after they make it for you.
Literally. This obviously hurt my feelings, but I tried to brush it off by jokingly saying, if you keep saying things about the food, I'm just gonna go inside and eat alone. That doesn't sound like a joke. How do you make that sound like a joke? Opie's like, man, if you keep saying things about my food, I'm gonna go cry in my room.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cry my eyes out.
I'm joking, guys. It's funny.
If someone said that, I'd be like, oh, no, they're not having a good time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cause an issue, but I wanted to try and let them know the comments were getting to me.
You have every right to also express being upset in any moment.
However, the second I said this, one of them replied, I can't remember who now. Okay, go then.
Whoa.
Your friends don't like you.
Yeah. I'll just bring it up now. This is not like a perfect friend group, and then you're going on this trip and everyone just transforms in front of you.
Yeah, no, this is...
If there's a friend group with like this type of behavior, I would be shocked that it wasn't happening all this time before. This is indicative of like, it just feels like a lack of care in the friend group at all.
Absolutely. I'd had enough at this point and just went inside and sat in my room to eat. I will be honest, I broke down and cried. Oh, I left my room an hour later when a group of them went out for a walk and just kept to myself for the rest of the night, as it was the last night there and I didn't want any drama. Skip to the next day, we are going home. 4 of us were in one car going back to where we live, and 4 in the other car were going to where they live. Around an hour and a half into the drive, we stopped for some food at a restaurant and everyone got to talking. I was trying to just keep the peace and get home, but as we were sitting down eating, 2 of the people in the car I was in started saying they didn't want to go straight home. They wanted to go somewhere and do something. That would piss me off if I was really tired.
I could see that.
I'd be like, no, you're dropping me off and then you can go wherever you want.
Yeah, it's the end of a trip.
Even if you weren't tired.
Yeah.
I'm going straight home after a trip.
At this point, I was feeling very fed up and just wanted to go home, and one of my other friends felt the same, so we both said, do you guys mind just going out after we get back? Because we just want to go home. This was apparently an issue, and it started a whole thing of, well, we want to go out. And the 2 of us who didn't want to were just trying to say, that's fine, but can you go out after you drop us off? This went on for a little while until my ex-best friend's girlfriend decided to insert herself into the conversation and say, well, if you don't want to go out with them, make your own way home. This annoyed me because I had been promised I would be taken home, and also it just felt rude. She wasn't even part of the conversation because she was in a different car from me and the friends who wanted to go out. Oh, this pisses me off.
Yeah. There's just like a lack of goodwill at all.
Yeah, I hate these people. I was annoyed, but just responded with, I don't really have the money to be doing that. Instead of leaving it there, she just had to carry on and replied, didn't you just get paid? How do you not have the money? How do you not have the common sense to shut up?
Yeah. And also, OP, you could have just said, I'm tired and I don't want to go out, and that's enough
That should have been enough.
That's enough reason. You don't have to say it because I don't have the money.
You literally shouldn't
it's at
have.
the end of a trip.
Well, I think OP is specifically saying I don't have the money to get like an Uber to get home.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, which is also insane that they're
So we're putting her in that scenario. Yeah.
I'm sorry, like it seems like you guys agreed on going on a trip and then driving home. There was no mention of going out.
Yeah, and if you want to change that, that's on you.
Yeah.
To arrange your own ride.
For context, out of my group, my friend and I, who just wanted to go home, were the least well off. We both struggled for money, and yes, I had just been paid. But after paying for this trip, paying for all my bills, and treating myself to some bits, I had money left, but not the kind of money to be spending around £40 for a train home when I thought I was going to be dropped off. I told her that yes, I did have money, but not that kind of money to be wasting on things like that. I had already spent a lot for the trip because it was a fancy and expensive cabin for such a large group of us. It was also self-catering, and because we all had very different diets, we were buying our own food as well as spending money to eat at a couple of restaurants. Instead of acknowledging this fact, she said, maybe you shouldn't have wasted your money on 14 books then. Why is
so
she?
Much rudeness.
Why does she keep talking? What's going on there? This was the final straw for me, and I just grabbed my bag and walked out, making my way to the car to wait for them to finish. Yes, I know 14 books is a lot, but I spent £25 at most on them. I get a lot of my books secondhand in charity shops and also from the works, where the most expensive book is around £6.
And also
it doesn't
it's so
matter.
irrelevant. It's
So
irrelevant what you're spending your money on.
Yeah.
Just because even if you did have money and you didn't want to spend money on a change of plans that wasn't your change of plans after a whole week of a trip is totally valid.
Literally. And also it wouldn't, like, even if you got, I don't know, like a coffee, you spent $8 on a coffee. It doesn't matter if the purchase is deemed like significant or insignificant. Again, you made an agreement that you would go to this trip and go home. That's the only thing that matters. At this point, I was upset and hurt at how they had been treating me the whole trip. I had been yelled at by my best friend's girlfriend at least twice. They mocked my food after I cooked for all of them, made comments about my money, and told me to make my own way home. I had finally had enough. I called my mom when I got outside and explained the situation while in tears again, and we sorted out, so my dad came and picked me up because I didn't want to be around them anymore. They finally came out of the restaurant after 15 minutes of me standing outside alone, and I just asked to get my bags out of the car. One of my friends tried to stop me, but at this point I was too upset and sick of being treated so horribly. My dad picked me up and dropped me off at a train station near his, and in the end I had to pay for a train ticket to get home, which cost me around £28. My mom gave me the money back for that because she felt bad for me, and I really appreciated it. When I finally made it home, I saw online they had been home for over an hour and never even ended up going out.
Jeez.
I'd literally never speak to these people again.
With friends like this, who needs friends?
No one checked on me, and I didn't hear from any of them for over a day. When I had been waiting for my dad to pick me up, I had blocked my best friend's girlfriend because I didn't want her to be able to contact me. But I want you guys to be able to listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. But do you have any final thoughts?
I'm so happy for OP to stop being friends with these people who don't care about her and are consistently rude.
It's consistently just the worst, truly. I hope you never have to see them ever
OP
again.
will be your friend.
Yeah.
It's always, it's people like, oh, it's hard to make friends. It's not. Yes, like to be, it's not. No, because you can find people out there. You can, especially with the internet now, you can find like communities. I mean, look at our community.
I'm throwing... It's not me. It's a non-profit that I'm facilitating for tomorrow, all around belonging and connection. OP, come over for free. You'll meet friends. You'll meet cool people.
And we'll drive you home right after.
Yeah. After we go out.
Of course. Instead of messaging me to check in after everything, the only reason my so-called best friend at the time messaged me was to ask why I had blocked her girlfriend and to talk down to me, saying I was being dramatic. A few days after all of this happened, I decided I was done with all the drama this group had brought me and cut them all off. So am I the a-hole for cutting all of my friends off after this trip?
You know what you are? You are the self-lover.
Yeah.
That is an act of self-love to cut these people out of your life and to make this space for people that actually care for you, who actually love you, to come in and to have a connection that feels good and is healthy.
Agreed. Because, again, if people are mistreating you, don't just put up with it because they're your friends. You don't have to put up with anything. And that's my final thought.